Lord's Church TLC, where everyone is welcome. Be free and tell somebody. Reach in, reach out, reach up. Come and see that TLC. You will be free. It's the Lord's Church, the Lord's Church. Come and see that TLC. You will be free. It's the Lord's Church, the Lord's Church. Worship Center.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, ladies.
I'm so excited. We're back again, another week of a great and hot topic. My name is Tanisha.
I'm Latoya Yvette.
And hi, I'm Nicole.
All right, we're so glad to have our girlfriends on tonight. Unfortunately, our other girlfriend and co-host, Natarsa, cannot be on tonight, but we're so glad we have a great guest, some great guests coming on shortly. But tonight, our hot topic is, why did I get married? People don't want to talk about it till after they've gotten married. Why did I get married?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
true.
I just want to shout out some statistics that we have going on. But first, I want you to like and share this platform on tonight, because it's going to be very beneficial for you asking the question, why did you get married, if you're not already married. Most people have heard the statistics that says 50% of marriages end in divorce. For people, first marriages is usually about 42% of them end in divorce. People who have gone into second marriages, it's 60% of them that end in divorce. And then they said 3 is a charm. People will try 3 times. And that is even more alarming, that end in divorce. 73%.
Wow.
In divorce.
Wow.
So I wonder, if they asked the question, why am I getting married, before they got married, would they have ended in divorce?
Right.
So let's get right into it. Talk about it on tonight.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I think the second marriage, I think I mean, 9 times out of 10, you do want to be loved, but I think people tend to get married again because of maybe feeling loneliness. Also, I think the first marriage, I know for me, it was a 10. I had that feeling of rejection. I have not gone into my second marriage, but for a while I did used to think, well, if I get married again, it's like I had to prove something, because I felt like my first marriage failed because of me. So that's just me, but I think a lot of people they want to be married. So I'm really surprised that the second marriage percentage is as high as it is, because sometimes we learn from mistakes, and and I think too that we see flags that we missed the first time, we actually can catch it the second time. So I'm really surprised that percentage is higher.
It's quite alarming.
I would like to know, for the percentages, I want to know, how old were these couples? or how old were these individuals when they got married? Because I
Well,
know, when you're young, and not
Mhm.
saying that young, when you get married young, that it can't last or won't last. I'm not saying that. But however, most of the time it seems like when you're young and you get
Right.
married, then I could see, but then when you get a little older, you know,
Yes. Mhm.
you know what's interesting? They said the average first marriage age for first marriages is 30 years old.
Really?
30
who did
years
they
old.
call?
Wow. Now that's interesting.
Hey,
Hi,
Natasha.
Natasha. Miss you.
We missed you.
Well, I guess 30, that may be right because a lot of individuals want to start careers. Now
Right,
it's
right.
not like it was when our grandparents and parents got married.
Exactly.
Now we're more career oriented. So it's a lot of people want to be more established because I know I have a lot of single friends and they want to be married and they always say, well, I financially want to be able to maintain a household of two. Now, this is coming from a man. It's my male friends that say they want to be able to maintain, the home financially. They still believe like they the head is their responsibility to take care of their wives. But my question is, what if by 30, 35, you're not finding where you want to be financial? Does that mean you move your age up? Because really, by the time you're 45 and 50, now I'm not going to say you broke down because a lot of 50-year-olds are more healthier now than
Right,
25-year-olds.
right.
But, what are the chances, that
Well, I would say,
something may happen?
right, I would say I agree with you with that. And I'm actually not shocked about that age, like you said, with the career. Because I actually have a lot of girlfriends who are in their 40s with no children and have never been married.
Right.
But the
Right.
desire is there to be married. And sometimes it's like when you look at us, you might be like, oh, those who are married, like, oh, that's what I want. But then there's another side of marriage that people
Right.
don't see.
Right.
That's beyond the fairy tale. And with that being said, we're gonna bring in
So tonight, everyone, we have some special guests tonight. A husband and wife who have been married for 13 years, and they're going to bring a lot of knowledge. Um, Patricia already said she's going to be raw with it. So get your pad out, be ready to take notes, be ready to ask questions. And let me introduce you, Justin and Patrice Rice, as our guests tonight.
welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for showing with us tonight.
Thank you.
So as you know, the topic tonight is why did I get married? And
Mhm.
Tanisha gave us some percentages for divorce. And the second marriage percentage for divorce was 60%, and the third was 70, 78,
73.
73.
73%.
So we just want to know, can you bring us in with your views on first marriage, second marriage, and third marriages and why you think they failed?
Well, I think your first marriage, a lot of people getting married wanting to have fairy tale, everything that you see on TV and on movies. And sometimes you may be too young
Mm-hmm.
and you grow up and you change. So then if things fail, you go to your second marriage, and then a lot of times you overcompensate for what you didn't do in your first marriage, or you're comparing everything to your first marriage.
Right.
If that fails again and you go to your third one, you may be a little too stuck in your ways or a little bit too older and you just don't want to change anymore.
Very good. That was good.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. Stuck in your ways. Because we also mentioned that a lot of first marriages, the age is around 30. And Tanisha and I was saying that a lot of people want to get their career started, be financial stable in order to maintain the household. So can you just share a little bit how you met and the decision factor? I know love was in it, but at what point did you realize, yeah, okay, I want to marry her or I want to marry him?
That's good.
Well, our story is a little interesting. It's a little different from other people's stories. There is an age difference between us.
Okay.
We met through church, and I guess what made me realize that I really need to marry her, I really loved her. I knew that, but God actually told me this was my wife.
Okay.
So that was a big difference.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
So it's my turn. It's my turn. All right. Well, I mean, so Justin and I were friends first, and he had all the qualities that I wanted in a man as far as a husband went, but he was just so much younger than me. I was like, I'm gonna go to jail, so I'm gonna have to just fall back off this real quick. So I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. But he did come to me and he did tell me, he was like, you know, God said that you were my wife. And my response was, little boy, you crazy. Like, you are crazy, you know? He was like, okay, watch. He said, just watch. He said, when I turn this age, he said, I'm going to marry you. And we got married 2 days after the day that he said we were going to get married.
Wow.
And we were married for 13 years.
Wow.
He can
Wow.
Wow.
I like it.
I thought he was crazy. I thought he was crazy. But he was right. And what got me is that even though I never dated younger guys. I couldn't date younger guys because they didn't know how to express themselves. They couldn't express their feelings. They didn't know how to communicate properly. So if you weren't at least 7 to 10 years older than me, you wouldn't even come my way. It wasn't even going to happen. So for him to come into my life and treat me better than any, you know, older man had ever treated me kind of blew my mind. So I was just like, he was telling himself, like, I know you. And I was like, you don't know me. He was like, I do know you. And I was like, well, okay. And he proved it to me. He wasn't just talking about it. He actually proved to me that he knew me. He proved to me that what God told him was true. And I'm going to be honest, the fact that he's a little bit younger is very beneficial.
But that, woo!
All right. Bless God. Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Yes.
Do you mind asking what's the age difference? You don't have to tell me the age, but what's the difference, the year difference in your ages?
There's 9 years between us.
Okay.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah. Wow.
That's good.
It's not. It's good.
What Chris was saying is true. When you're used to dating, your mindset is date a certain type and a certain age. You kind of like not trying to hear that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Exactly. And plus, I had to factor in that I was already a parent when I met Justin.
Right.
Like, I already had 2 children when I met him. So I was like, okay, so you want to marry me, but I have 2 kids. So you know the moment you say, I do, you're going to instantly become a father. Like, instantly. I'm a package.
Right.
And he understood. He was like, I got it. He said, I got it. So he would do crazy things. Like, I would be at work. Okay. I used to be a 911 dispatcher. And I would be at work working 12-hour rotating shifts. And I would come home and this man would be sitting around my recliner with my remote control, be sent the babysitter home. I'm like, what are you doing in my house?
What?
Oh, I just wanted to spend some time with the kids. What? Like, I'm like, you want to do what?
That's
like,
good.
Like, get out. Like, go home.
That's good.
Do your mama know where you at? That's what I would ask him. Do your mama know where you at?
At this
Like,
time, no. No.
But that's how it was. He would show up to my job and bring me lunch, and I'd be like, you don't know what I like to eat. He was like, yes, I do. Open the bag. I bet you like it. Like, stuff like that. Like, it was crazy. I was in a 3-year on and off relationship when Justin first, let me know he was kind of interested in me. And I was like, well, I'm not getting ready to cut off no 3-year relationship just because this little boy, likes me or whatever, right? I say little boy. He's not a little boy anymore, but you know what I'm saying. So we were watching TV one day, I get up, I go to the bathroom, I come back. He has my phone like this. And he's looking at my phone and he says, who is, I can't say his real name, but who is Billy Bob? Right? And I'm looking at him, my mouth just hits the floor. And he's like, this dude is talking about he ready for y'all to get married and you and the kids to move with him to California. And he was like, this ain't happening. So he hits the talk button, calls this man that I've been dating for 3 years, tells him, hey, Patrice is not moving with you to California. She's with me. The kids are mine. Don't call her no more. Don't text her no more. And then he had the phone.
Wow.
And I'm standing there like, this dude ended my 3-year relationship in like 30 seconds.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I could not believe it.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
That's when I knew he was serious.
Wow.
That's when I knew he was serious.
Wow.
Wow. He knew what he wanted him to do.
He sure
Yes,
did.
Stefan, he called. Yes, he called.
That's right. He knew what he wanted.
Couldn't believe it. And the guy did not call me again. The guy did not text me again. He did send me an email, but I read the email and I just typed back, I can't talk to you no more. And that's all I said. And I haven't heard anything from him since.
Because you knew it. Once he made that call, you knew.
Okay, that really sounds like something my
Yes.
husband.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
My husband did something like that.
How
Somebody
could I say no?
called me, text me, Daryl saw it, and he was like,
I didn't mean it.
he was taken, lose her number.
Well, they say fight for
Gotta
your
put claim
love.
on what you want.
They say
That's
fight
right.
for your
Yes.
love.
Yes.
So, I just want to ask, with the age difference, did you have any challenges from like family members
That's good.
while
Cool.
you dated, and then once you got married?
Very much so. Very much so. I'm the baby of 4 kids, and let's say there was a lot of challenges, with me wanting to do that and being a package deal. But my father also did that with my mother. She had 3 kids before he married her, so I'm guessing it was just part of my genetics, my DNA.
Right.
So he talked with me before I decided to marry Patrice. He was like, well, this is a package deal. You're an instant father. Do you really know what that is? And I was like, yeah, I know what that is. And he was like, okay, long as you know, and long as you know you're ready, you should be fine. So I guess 13 years later, I guess we all
You're
fine.
fine. Right.
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's always been easy, because it has
Not at
not.
all. Not at all.
Because we had a lot of things we had to factor in. Like at the time, my father was our pastor. I was in ministry. I'm still in ministry. Now he's in ministry. So, but at that time, an age difference like that wasn't necessarily heard of and accepted by the church. So when he stood up that Sunday and told everybody we were getting married and what was going on, you could hear a pin drop inside the church. So I'm like, oh my God, what is getting ready to happen?
Wow.
But then again, on the flip side, it really didn't matter what happened, because exactly. Like our parents even came together and was like, okay, is there anything that we could say to stop you guys from getting married?
Wow.
We was like, no.
Wow.
And that was it. So
Wow.
that was it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's called determination, really.
Yes.
That's
And-
really determination. I wanted to ask the question that you were mentioning about having 2 kids prior to, and the coming together of blending. How did the children handle that? Because sometimes one of the reasons that people do get married, and I mean, people don't want to talk about it, is they may have been a single parent, but some people do want to get married just to have a father in the child's life, or a mother in the child's life.
Right.
How did the children handle that?
The children actually were extremely excited. I mean, extremely excited. He had spent so much time with them while we were dating. He had my daughter wrapped around his finger. It was insane. The children loved it. They didn't have any issues as far as accepting him as their father, as the man in our house, as a role model. I honestly could not have continued to raise my children without his help. I didn't realize that then, but I really, really needed him as far as raising my children. So it was a blessing for the kids as well as me because it took a lot of pressure off me. I had a man that came in and helped me make decisions. Now, it wasn't always easy because, mind you, I'm a single parent. So I have my ways that I do things. You know what I'm saying? My routine, my schedule, what I give them, what I don't give them, my rules, the way I punish them. And he came in and changed all of that. So, you know, we had a few pillow talk fights and things of that nature, you know. It was kind of rough for a little while. And then, you know, we had to talk about even the spanking part. I mean, I got to be honest, you know, we're a Black family. We spank our kids. I mean, it is what it is. And, you know, even those times when he got to the point where he was reprimanding the children, I had a big issue. I had a big issue with that. But then I had to realize God put him in my life for a reason. He put him in my children's life for a reason. So I had to teach myself and learn. And I had to talk to some of the mothers of the church and my mom, and they had to teach me how to step back and let him be the head of the house, which was hard for me because I was the head of the house. You get what I'm saying? So that was difficult, but the kids took it well. To answer your question, the kids took it very well. It was fun.
How old were your kids at this time? Because sometimes that sometimes plays a factor. And when you introducing kids, whether they're younger, you know, or whether they're older, you know what I'm saying, or that middle age, you know what I'm saying? So how old were the kids when you all got married?
The oldest was 5, and the next one was 3 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
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 Like this is the only father my kids know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
That is good.
That's
So
That's it.
what advice can you give to someone that want to be married, but have a clue what type man, woman they want? What advice can you give them? Because there's a lot of people out there that are lonely, and what they thought they wanted in their life maybe disappointed them. So now they're like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but yet I do want to get married. So they could possibly be drawn to the wrong person again because they just don't have a clue.
Well, that is a complex answer, and I would say a lot of people have what they say their type, and they get tunnel vision and only focus on that type.
Right.
So anything that's outside of that, they don't even try to even think they can have that.
Not my type at all. Like my type was tall, bald-headed, dark skin. I mean, so black when you go outside at night, I can't see nothing but your teeth.
That's
You talking about blurple. You talking about blurple, honey. That's
blurple.
That's
Yeah, that was my type. That was my type. It was. So when he came along, you know what I'm saying? He was my height. He wasn't dark skinned. I was just like, but he was cute. He was cute. I will give you that much. Now he was cute, and that thing could dance and shout and preach and play that guitar. So he had a lot working for him. But he was everything I needed, and I had no idea.
That's
right.
Every single thing I needed, and I had no idea. I mean, some of y'all know my testimony, and some of y'all don't. But you know, I've had since we've been married, I've had 5 brain surgeries.
Wow.
Like 5. 5 legit brain surgeries. I'm talking about I was paralyzed. I had to learn how to walk all over again. I couldn't complete sentences. I couldn't dress myself, bathe myself, feed myself. I couldn't hold a fork or a spoon. It was that time of the month. I couldn't take care of that by myself. I couldn't do any of that. This man went to work all day, came home, did homework with the kids, cooked dinner, fed me, gave me a bath, put me down for the night, and then took care of himself and did it every day consistently throughout 5 brain surgeries. Wow. Like I remember in 2014, I had 3 brain surgeries in 1 year within 9 months of each other. So it was just surgery after surgery after surgery. He watched me be paralyzed. He watched me lose, ability to talk and grab, and he even watched me flatline. Like he literally watched me flatline, and my heart stopped. And I will never forget. He whispered in my ear, and he said, "This was my very last surgery I had." He said, "If you have to go," he was like, "It's okay." Wow. And a lot of people, when I tell them that, don't know how to take it because aren't you mad? Aren't you mad? Aren't you mad because he told you to go ahead and go? No, I'm not mad.
No, you understand.
To me, it was confidence to know that if I couldn't take the pain no more, my family, my kids is gonna be straight.
That's
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. Oh my
So,
God.
You didn't
so,
tell
I
me
mean, I'm
Tisha, girl.
You ain't telling me nothing about that.
but I'm serious. Like the biggest thing to me was when it was that time of the month. Most men won't even go to the store and buy your
That's
personal
exactly
item.
Right.
right.
This man is grabbing me by the shoulder, pushing me back, telling me to get out the way. I got it.
Woo.
Like that's what he's telling me. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
He's
like,
a
who
blessing.
are you and where did you come from? And then to get back on the subject, what if I had married the tall, bald skinned black guy?
He would have left you. Probably would have left you.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
He would have been gone when they said surgery the first time.
That's right.
You
He
see what
would have
I'm
been
saying?
able to handle it. Right. Right.
God gave me exactly what I needed. And to answer another one of your questions about, having a type and the tunnel vision that he was talking about, like the tunnel vision as far as, having a type or whatever, you have to put yourself in a position to get what God has for you. I put it like that. You said as far as, we looking for something and being married once or being in a relationship once and thinking about what we want and don't want and what we like and don't like. If you take the focus off of all of that and put yourself in position, God will send you exactly who you need. That man will be everything that you need. That woman will be everything that you need. But you have to forget about your qualifications and your list of things. He got to be rich and he got to pay all the bills and he got to look like this and he got to drive this and he got to be this and talk like this and talk like this and kiss me like this. And no. Your job is to make sure that you are ready for when he gives you this right. When he gave you this right here,
Right.
you
Right.
got to be ready to put it on. You know what I'm saying? So that means you have to work on you. So what I did, I took every man's phone number out of my phone. I stopped dating for like 2 years. I didn't take no man's phone calls, didn't get nobody my number, didn't go on no dates. I said, God, I am going to show you that I could be satisfied in my life, which is you and my children. I can show you that. I'm going to make a battle you because my issue was sex.
That's good.
That was my issue. I couldn't keep my legs closed.
Right.
That was my issue, which is how I got my 2 kids out of wedlock anyway. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So here we go. Baby number 2, I said, God, this is enough. I'm not messing up no more.
Right.
I can show you. I'm gonna make a vow to you, God. I can keep my legs closed because I love you enough to do that. And I can serve you, have my 2 children, and teach them how to serve you. And we're gonna be fine. If you never give me a husband, we're gonna be fine. I promise you. 2 years of that, here he came out of nowhere. I wasn't even expecting it.
That's powerful.
That's good.
And I think that's really. I think people need to hear that. You have to put yourself in a position to receive what you're supposed to get. Because if you're not in the right position, you're going to miss it altogether.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell them what you just said, babe.
A wife is supposed to be found. A lot of females put themselves out there trying to search and find their husband.
That's
No,
true.
you are supposed to have yourself together. Your husband's supposed to find you.
That's true.
That's it.
That's good.
The husband's supposed to have his life together so he can be a part of your life and
That's
bring you
good.
into his life. And that's what I did with her. Her life was her 2 kids. So, okay, if I want to get close to her, I have to make sure I got a relationship with the kids, not just her. Because that's going to be part of my role as to taking on a father position.
That's
making
good.
sure that the male child is actually a male child. Making sure the female child knows exactly how she's supposed to be treated. That's a part of my job. That's part of her life. I got to make that my life as well, not just her. It's a package deal. So when I open up that package, I have her, but I also have 2 other things in there too.
Wow.
That's good.
That is
That's good.
good. Oh, this is so good. So good. So
I'm
good.
telling you, this is so good.
I know it sounds good and it looks good, but when I tell you,
It's a lot of work.
it's not easy. It's not.
Right.
I thank God for where we are right now. And I'm today. I thank God because about 2-3 years in, I was about ready to take a dresser and turn over on top of this dude's head. Like,
Yeah, because it's going to make you wonder, why did I get married? Yes, it's really going to make you question it, like for real.
Which brings
a man gonna be a man, a woman gonna be a woman. You understand me? I don't care how much Holy Ghost you got. It is what it is.
It is.
But there's certain things that you have to do that
I
sometimes
think-
might be outside of your comfort zone. I don't know how far I'm supposed to go in this topic, but I just
You
stop
can
right
go
there.
as far as you need. You can go as far as you need.
I stop right there and just let y'all do what y'all do.
I think that's what the Siobhan Dudley said. Don't treat those kids different
Right.
after you get married.
Right.
It's necessary because you see a lot of people do it.
They're playing the
Yeah,
game.
go to the children in order to try to win the spouse or
Right.
the betrothed. And then as soon as they get in it, oh, I can't
It's a
stand you.
switcheroo. That's
And all
right.
this stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. It
Right.
is what I like to call, is going to be a chapter in my future book, baggage claim.
Right.
You got to claim what comes with me.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
That is so good.
My thing was, I made sure the way I tested it probably was different from other people. But 2 months after we got married, we got pregnant with our twins. And so the way I did it was this. I don't know what you want me to say, girl.
She had to make up for that.
and did. Okay, anyway, so after we got 2 months after we got married, we got pregnant with the twins. And what I did as the twins got older, they're a boy and a girl. It's like I already had a boy and a girl. I watched to see if he was going to treat his blood children different than my children.
Yeah.
That's what I paid attention to.
Yeah.
And when I saw that he treated all four of them the same, it was game over. We was good. That was it.
Wow.
It was good.
Wow. So this brings me to another question. So we do know that a lot of marriages fail because of one, differences, two, finance, and the big three is sex.
That's the big one.
So how do you, after 13 years and challenges that you had, how do you keep it alive? I mean,
that's good.
How do you? Because some people, after 5 years, they be like, oh, whatever, and have to plan day. I know I have a friend, and she used to tell me that they have to plan when they're gonna be together. And I'm like, but you're married. So I just want to know, can you just share a little bit about? I know you can't get too into it, but just share.
Oh, me.
You can go first. I got you.
Well,
Hey, I want to go first. Okay, so let me. Okay, I can go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. There are a lot of things, especially Christian women don't do or won't do or say they won't do or whatever the case may be. I know people have said this a million times, but the Bible says that your bed is undefiled. Okay? Understand me when I say this. I feel like I said, a man is a man. I don't care how much Holy Ghost he got. You have to be open. You have to be open-minded.
Right.
Men are visual creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I'm going to put my business out there a little bit, and I don't mind. I hope I help somebody. Okay.
Right.
I make sure that my underclothes match all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Very good.
Some people think that's excessive. It's not excessive. I'm the only body that he's going to be looking at for the rest of his life. I dress it up and keep it the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm open-minded to his fantasies. I'm open-minded to the things that he wants to do, things that he wants to try that I never thought in a million years that I would do or try. You get what I'm saying? Because
I know about it.
But you have to
for my married co-host. Okay. I like to put that out there.
But I've had women come to me before because we also marriage counsel. Okay. I've had women come to me before that are a size 0 or a size 2 and be like, girl, I can't wear that. Girl, I can't do that. I'm like, boo, I'm a whole size 20. What you mean you can't? Like, I don't understand that. This man is asking to see you, to see your body. He ain't surfing the web. He ain't texting and cheating and Netflix and chilling and all that kind of stuff. He's asking to see you as his wife, and you gonna tell this man no? Like that makes no sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense, because a woman wants to be desired. A woman wants to feel like she's loved and attracted and wanted. But you have to keep the man's attention as well. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much in love you are. When we got married, no, I was not a size 20. Am I a size 20 now? Yes, I am. Do I still do exactly what I did when I was not a size 20? Yes, I do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
What I know that's old school too, but what it takes to get them, it takes to keep them.
Yeah.
He used to bring me gifts and buy me flowers, and I still get gifts and I still get flowers. And we go on date nights because we have 5 children in this house. And we have date nights and we have random sex, and because you have to keep it fun. It can't be the same thing in the same time in the same position all the time. Don't nobody want that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's boring. This is the only person I'm going to sleep with for the rest of my life. We have to keep it spicy. We have to change it up. Go out and buy a game. Well,
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Get some toys in there. Do it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, we have a question up there. I've been married over 8 years, and my wife will not let me touch her. It will not have sex. I'm trying to be faithful.
there's an issue.
Yes.
There's an issue there. I would say if she won't open up directly to you, then you guys should go to marriage counseling and figure out what the issue is. Maybe trust has been broken one time before,
Right.
or maybe she was sexually abused a long time ago, and maybe he touched her in a way that reminded her of that, and now she can't open back up. You just never know. You have to get to the root of it. You have to. I was taught, before, like, in order to get deliverance from something, you have to find the genesis of it.
Right.
You need to find the root.
Right.
And if she's not talking to him, she needs to talk to somebody. They need to talk to somebody to figure out what that issue is. So that way they can move past it. Don't give up on her, sir. Whoever you are that's saying that, don't give up on her. Not yet. It's only been 8 years. Don't give up.
Continue to be faithful. Continue to do your best. Continue to be there for her. Continue to listen to her. Try to understand her. But she has to be talking to you as well.
Right.
Like,
That's right.
It's a complex question. We don't know the whole entire story. We can just give you little tips and stuff like that. But if there has been some type of issue in the past that's making her do this, you have to sit down and talk about it. You have to open up and you have to understand.
And that was part of my issue. The reason why I can say that, I was raped and held hostage as an adult.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't talk about that often, but it did happen. And I remember one time me and him were being intimate, and the way he grabbed me, I just started crying right in the middle of our intimate moment. And he was like, "What's going on?" And I told him, I said, "The way that you just grabbed me remind me of when I was raped."
Wow.
And it took us a while to get past that. That was hard for him, and it was hard for me. And
But I understood, so I had to be there to be able to console her and not make her feel bad for feeling that way or for stopping in the middle of that. I got to realize, okay, when you're married, you have to heal each other in certain areas that you don't know that you're broken in.
Good.
So
Very
at that
good.
moment, I had to be able to heal her and let her know it's okay for you to feel like this, but I'm also here for you. Not just to do what we're doing, but I'm also here for you to help heal you through this process.
And that's good, because I say to the both of you that's excellent, because a whole lot of, and I've talked from a woman's point of view because I'm a woman. We sometimes have a problem with talking. And I'm talking about myself. Like I have been the one to want the person to just read my mind. You should know. You've been with
That's a
me
big one.
long enough. You should know what I like. You should know this. You should know this. If I'm doing this, then you should know not to do this, or you should know how to do that.
Right.
Whatever. But just like you said, like, you have to have that communication. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you said, look, this reminded me of this, and then y'all talked about it, or whatever it is. But that's good, because I know as a woman, sometimes we can be, he should be able to read my mind. He should know.
But
He
you
should
can
know.
flip that and say, he can say the same thing.
Right. And sometimes men do. And sometimes men do. Sometimes men want more, or they want less, or they want whatever, or maybe not even want nothing. Maybe they don't want nothing, but they don't want to say what it is. So then everybody's left guessing and wondering. And
But a lot of married people, they are scared of what the reaction may be, because I may be thinking or feeling this way. So a lot of guys I know, they will say, I'm not getting this from my wife, but they won't say that to the wife because they're thinking maybe the wife gonna think I'm stepping out, I'm doing something else, but that may not be the case. But they're trying to get, okay, I'm trying to get you on this level, but if I go to this level, I'm not sure of what your reaction is going to be towards me. And I don't want you to think, okay, his mind is everywhere else. He's got this person on the mind. He's out doing this and all that. That may not be the case. He may be just trying to open up.
That's good. We have a viewer on my watch party. He said, "Perfectly put, brother." So I just want to tell you, you got a brother on your side over here.
So, and to flip that, there was a time in our marriage where he told me, he said, "Hey, I think I'm ready for you to lose some weight."
Right.
And I know that's a touchy subject for a lot of women. It is.
Oh God.
Touchy. It is, because if you don't take it right, if you don't receive that right, you're going to immediately feel unattractive. Immediately. But because, of the way we communicate, I did what I had to do, and I lost about 72 pounds. Now, since then, I gained about 30 of them back, but I did lose them. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
And I asked him, I was like, what is this all about? And he was like, sometimes, I'm getting ready to really tell y'all some stuff. He said, sometimes it's hard for me to shop for you. I can't buy what I want to buy for you because I can't find the size.
Right.
He said, and I had to take it for what it was. He was like, I don't want you to be unhealthy. He was like, as long as you stay healthy and you keep your curves, he said, I'm good. He said, but some things are a little bit difficult because of it, And I was so happy that he was honest with me. And not only was he honest with me, he supported me throughout my weight loss journey. And that's important as well. Don't tell me something needs to be done and then don't help me.
And don't help. That's right.
But you know what? Let me say this. Don't you? Well, it may not be with you. Don't you find it's a little bit easier for us to receive the critical conversation from the husbands versus sometimes the women saying something that you want for them to change?
Yes. Because right now, our current thing is he's losing weight and I can't stand it. Okay? I can't stand it. I don't like no liberty man. And I'm trying to lay my face on your chest and I feel your ribs and bones and stuff all in my cheeks. Like, no. He's shrinking and he doesn't know why he's shrinking. So I am cooking day and night and buying all the fast food and junk food I can find to beat this man up, because I want him back in the 240 range, 250 range where I first found him. Okay?
Right.
We're working on it though.
Because I know my husband, I guess his way is that he'll be like, well, I need to lose this and lose that. He waits for me to say something. I'm like, honey, you look great.
Yes.
I look just the way you are.
But do you mean it?
I'm gonna say
I do.
okay.
I don't want no skinny man. I just
Okay.
That's
I
good.
want him healthy, but I don't want him skinny. I like some meat on him.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
good.
think that's a conversation that should be brought up before the marriage? Like, what if I gain weight or what? Because I know a lot of times, people are, they are weight conscious, but sometimes they look past it because of the inner. But then once you get married, it starts becoming an issue. Do you think that's a topic that, like finances and anything else, should be brought up during the counseling session before the marriage?
It should, because you never know what may happen during the marriage. I mean, another topic that should come up is maybe in the summertime, I like the thermostat to be on 69, but she like it on 72. I mean, that's something that's really going to come up. That's an issue sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say really I like the 69 right now because, well, let me not say it like that.
69.
We like really cool. I be dealing with hot flashes.
That part.
But you should talk about as much as you can during counseling before marriage.
Right.
Any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say this. So, in marriages, initially, we know, most of us know why we're getting married. And it's beyond love. You love them. That's what initially draws you to one another to go that next step. But I want to talk about, what do you do when the reasons why you initially got married, you see changes in that person?
Wow.
How do you
It happens.
how do you deal with that? Like, you know, they say what it takes to get them is going to take to keep them. But if you're not growing, if you're not changing, that means you're not growing. So how you knew me then may not be
Right.
the person I am now, because a 40-year-old Tanisha may not be the
Exactly.
50-year-old person. So how do you deal with that
Right.
if you're trying to go back to initially why we got married?
Good. That's a good.
That is a good question.
You just can't forget why.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. You can't forget why. Yes, the person is going to grow. Yes, the person is going to change. Individually, we're going to grow and change, which is definitely going to affect us as a unit. You get what I'm saying? But you
Right.
have to know that that's life. I used to have a lot of little issues when we first got married. I had trust issues that were ridiculously insane. I didn't believe that's how insane my trust issues were. But I don't have those issues now because I've grown. We've communicated. You get what I'm saying? So a person is going to change sometime for the better, sometimes not for the better. You get what I'm saying? There'll be a period where things might actually get worse. I mean, you just have to. You have to remember why you got married to start with. You have to remember the why. You have to look beyond the person's faults and remember who that person is. No matter how ugly things get, no matter how bad the argument may get, no matter how angry y'all may get, you have to remember who you married is still in there.
Right.
They're still in there. You just gotta sometimes beat down some walls and tap through some levels to find that person again.
Right.
And I would add to that, and this is a broad view, and I try to make things plain when I talk to people. Us being friends has a lot to do with our marriage as well. Sometimes we get so busy doing everything else that we forget about our friendship.
That's right.
So let me paint a picture for y'all. So say everybody likes Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday. So you are cooking and you're doing the main course, which would be like the turkey and the ham and all that. So you have to prep all that, and then you put it in the oven, let it sit there because it has time to cook. So you're doing everything else. You start doing your yams, you start doing your collards, you start doing macaroni and cheese, you start doing all this other stuff. You're busy, but you forget about the main course that's in the oven. And because you don't see it or you don't pay attention to it, you're busy doing all these other side things. And then you may overcook, or just simply forgetting the turkey and the ham and all that stuff.
You better not burn up the turkey, sir.
Right. But the friendship is what your turkey and your ham is. You have to go back and check up on that. You have to, okay, I did this with the sides. I got to put that to the side. Actually, let me go back to the oven and let's check on our friendship. Let's check in. Let's go out. Let's talk a little bit. Let's get the kids to bed earlier tonight. We need to communicate. We need to be intimate with each other. We need to go out and do something.
Here, sir.
Because you really have to go and check up on each other. Because the kids, that's something you got to do. Your job, that's something you got to do.
That's right.
You're doing your house, doing your cars, doing ministry, doing clothes. All this stuff is going to get in the way, and then you're going to be thinking, okay, why am I feeling like this?
Right.
Why am I tired now? Why are we not talking like we used to? Because we have not checked in on each other.
Wow.
Let's pull the main course out of the oven. Let's check up on it. Let's stick it with the thermometer. Let's make sure the temperature is right. Because the temperature's not right, okay. You know what? We need to do a little this, but we're gonna stick it back in the oven.
Wow.
We can start working on the sides a little bit more. But if you don't start checking in with each other, you're gonna forget about each other. The changes are going to be more permanent instead of just being a side.
Wow.
Our change is not permanent because we still have our friendship. It may get busy at times, but we're not talking as much.
Right.
But we go back and check. We need to be together. We need to set this time side of time. Let's go out. Let's do something. Of course, with the pandemic, can't really go out like that. But you know what? Let's go and sit down by the TV or by your fireplace. We have a fireplace, so sometimes let's go sit by the fireplace. Let's talk. Let's see what's going through each other's mind. Are we good? Are you feeling good? Is it something I need to change? Is it something you need to change? What's going on? Why our time getting so depleted? We're not seeing each other as much. But sometimes the kids can get in the way, and maybe you're doing too much for the kids.
Oh, boy.
That's good.
I mean, you just never know.
I'll tell him quick. If I ever tell him I miss you,
I already know
You know.
Hey.
It's time.
I miss you.
something needs to change. That's her keyword telling me. I miss you. That's all she says. I miss you. That's all she says. Literally, she says,
I
"I
like
miss
the code word.
you."
I like that. I
Yeah.
like the code word. I miss you.
And then,
Then she puts the responsibility on me to come see
Right.
about her.
That's
Well,
good because she
that's
told
good.
you. That's
I
Right.
love that.
Right.
I love it. I love
And there goes that communication.
I love it.
there have been times, not a lot, but there have been a few times where I've been out and about shopping, doing whatever, and a man may approach me or compliment me. Now that compliment should make me feel no type of way because I get compliments from him. But there have been a few times where the compliment made me think like, dang, I do look good today, don't I? You know what I'm saying? Oh, my hair is tight today.
That means I'm not doing my job.
That compliment should mean nothing to me.
Wow.
But if that compliment affects me, I'm telling him, hey, somebody told me I look good today, and I felt some type of way. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That's
good.
open communication as well.
That is so good.
That's good.
wow. Who wants to take that next question?
So we have another question. My husband cheated in the first year of our marriage. It's been 2 years and I still don't fully trust him because I still see signs.
It's a process.
Yes.
It's a process. Number one, you have to make up in your mind whether you're going to continue the marriage or not.
Or not.
Until you make that decision, it's going to continue to be a struggle.
Right.
You have to make it up in your mind. Am I going to work through this or I'm out the door?
Wow.
Right.
If they haven't made that decision yet, it's going to continue to be hard. And
Right.
you're going to still see the signs. And even once it's dealt with, you're going to still see the signs.
Mm-hmm.
We've never had infidelity in our marriage, but there have been times where he might have paid too much attention to someone, or I might have paid too much attention to someone, you know, because we weren't properly communicating or
Right.
whatever the case may be.
Right.
So even right now, there'll be times where he'll do something and it'll remind me of that time when he was paying more attention to somebody else than he was me. And I'll tell him, hey, I need you to stop that because you're making me think of that right there.
Right.
And he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all about communication.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to work through it.
That's good.
And you got to be willing to hear your partner when they say that
Right.
Yeah.
without being offended.
That's
Yeah.
that's it. That's
And
it.
Because-
it's easily to get offended.
That's
It is.
right.
It is
That's
easy
right.
to get offended.
my
I mean, just like you said, you all are friends. So let's just, I mean, even though we're talking about why do I get married, but let's take the marriage off the table. You know what I'm saying? Even with just a friendship, you know, your friend can say something to you and you be like,
Right.
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 But your friend gonna tell you the truth, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
They're supposed to.
Right. That's good.
Another thing, a lot of times in marriage, arguments happen because people are not actually listening. People say you have to have communication. You have to have communication plus understanding. You have to understand each other. She can't come to me saying something and I be on the defense because all I'm doing, I'm listening for when I got to shoot back at her. I
right.
can't be, you did this. Well, since you tell me I did this, you did this and did. You're not getting nowhere.
Nowhere.
You're getting
That's
nowhere because nobody is listening to understand. They're listening to argue. That's
Right.
it.
That's right.
And
So
with the
maybe-
last question, still, with him
We have
showing
a-
signs, she has to actually let him know that he's still doing some of the same things that's making her think that you're cheating.
That's
And
right.
if he don't know that he's doing those things, he's going to continue to do those things because that's something that's probably a habit for him.
That's it. Yeah.
And he's just doing it out of just habit and not really knowing
Right.
that he's hurting her or making her not trust him.
Those
They
are
have to really,
triggers.
they really got to sit down and talk to each other and figure out why did he cheat in the first place?
Mhm.
What was it?
That's what I'm
Mhm.
Was it something that she did that made him, do that, or was it something that he just has a problem with and has to work through?
Right.
You have to really get to the bottom of whatever that issue is.
And I'm not making excuses for people that I do want to add this in real quick. Like a lot of women are like this. Well, this is my hair. I can do what I want to do with this hair. Well, I like wearing this, so this is what I'm gonna wear, regardless of what he said. You get what I'm saying? Once you get married, you are no longer your own.
Right.
Let's just put that there. Okay. If my husband tells me he's attracted to long hair and I go get a fade,
She
you get
said,
what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just saying. And then you
Said
wonder,
whole
and then you wondering why, and you wondering why y'all, and you wondering why y'all driving down the street. He out the window like this right here because he done told you what he liked. You done went to the barbershop and got a whole haircut like a dude.
Right.
Now he not gonna look at you. He not because you're not. He's not attracted to your face.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm
that is
saying?
good. That's
ma'am.
Oh
Say
my
so,
I'm
ma'am.
not saying that you can never do what you want to do. There are times my husband doesn't like a whole lot of makeup. He likes a very natural look. So what did I do? I went out and I learned how to do my makeup in a way that looked natural because I like makeup. You get what I'm? But I also didn't want to lose his attention. I didn't want to lose his attraction.
right.
He keeps his beard because I like it.
Right.
Not
No,
because he's not necessarily because he likes it that much.
Right.
He doesn't care whether it's there or not.
Right.
I like it. I think it's sexy.
Right.
All right.
He get rid of his beard. I don't want no kiss. I don't want no kiss.
Wow. So that's where compromise comes in.
You have to. You
Yes.
have to.
Right.
You have to. You have to. If I tell you I like you, I like you putting on button-up shirts and real shoes, and you walking around here in Tims and t-shirts, that's the issue. That's the issue.
But one thing you said, Patrice, earlier, and I will stand on this. If you don't know how to be alone first, you don't know how to learn how to be with somebody. It's hard for you to coexist with somebody if you don't know how, because you can be married and have feelings of loneliness.
Yes,
you can.
Oh my
You
God,
can.
yes.
You can.
Yes. And I've told him that before. I should not feel alone. I'm not by myself. I shouldn't feel alone. Like one time he was considering driving trucks. I said, oh, now, okay, I'm very real. Whoever can't take it. But I straight told him, I said, if you go out and drive trucks and you're not in this bed at night, somebody else gonna be in this bed at night.
That means I don't drive trucks.
He don't drive no truck.
You know what?
Right.
It is what it is.
So good. That's
Yeah.
good.
That's
'Cause
good.
real. You were being transparent about your
Yeah.
needs. And
I didn't get married to be alone.
Right.
That's right.
That's good.
See, a lot of people are not open like that. They would say, "Oh, go ahead and
No.
But
And
then
then-
when he does it and don't want you to, I mean, then what? You
Right.
ask for it.
And
Right.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, because then we'll say, go ahead, or just like,
Right.
you said,
Don't do that.
you told your husband that you like him just the way he is. And, some people will say that, but then be like, in the back of their head, be like, I wish you would lose about 20, 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you should say that, but say it in the right way, though. Say it in the right way.
no, but I'm just saying, like, some people don't really say what they really, really feel and what they really, really mean.
And
That's
why
like
you feel
somebody
like you don't get everything in marriage.
Say it again.
That's why you feel like you don't get everything in marriage.
That's
And
right.
Tanisha said, yeah, I really meant it. And that's good. Like, that's good. Like,
Yeah.
you said, I'm not even going to drive no Ford F-150. I'm not even going to drive no kind of truck. I don't even want a truck.
That's true.
Just
It's
because, and that was real. And that was real on your part. And like,
That's
I really
right.
commend you
I
on
love
your
that.
communication.
That's
I
right.
got a question. And I know we done, but how long were you all friends before you got married or before you started dating?
Was it about 2 years?
Maybe we knew
About
each other.
2
Yeah,
years.
maybe about 2 years. Not even 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I said about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, we dated for 8 months,
Yeah.
and then we got married. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got married. Okay.
All right.
I want to ask one quick question. I'm gonna take it back when you said that when he was paying someone, he never cheated, but he was paying someone else some attention, but never cheated. How do you feel about having close friendships with the opposite sex? Are you open to your husband talking to other female friends? Are you
that's
open to
good
your
right
wife
there.
talking to other
Hey,
female friends? Because I know there are some marriages where even though your wife supposed to be your best friend, that some men and some women tend to share some things with other people. And of
That's
course, the
good.
spouses don't know. But my thing is, if the spouses should find out, how do you react? So how do you feel about having friends like that, close friends?
I can say you can have friends. Oh, she waiting for you.
No, I'm saying no. Go ahead and answer that. I'm just saying I saw her thing. That's all.
Just like
I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't trying to go ahead. I just don't.
That's good. Like, I'm gonna make that answer this.
I say you can have friends of the opposite sex, but it should be no secrets whatsoever. Should be none.
I agree.
Nothing
with that.
should be secretive.
And I believe,
and should not be a whole lot of them. That's what I would say. It should not be a whole lot of them, and it should be nothing that your spouse does not know about. I wouldn't do the whole let's go meet, have lunch or dinner, whatever. No, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
Not me.
Right.
Because that means, okay, if I haven't taken her out in the past week or two, and then I go out on a little lunch date or whatever, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's something I don't want to happen in my house.
Right.
That's just me, though. That's me. Everybody has their own thing. We can only say about what we do.
Right.
Any female friend that I may have had before we got married, because I've always had more female friends than guy friends, because I knew about her trust issues and whatever was going on, I cut everybody off.
Oh, wow.
I cut them completely off. Until
Was that because she asked you to, or did you do that on your own? I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to ask that question while you were there.
Actually, it was a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Okay.
I found out about trust issues. I was like, okay, this could be potential problems here. And because of the fact that she said something as well, I did not want anything to be questioned. I didn't want anything to be an issue at all. So I just cut everybody completely off. Now, I do have, there are a couple of, friends that we have. They're married. They're married. And she has their number. I have their number. And nothing is, a secret. Nothing at all.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Come on, Patrice. Come on.
Okay, I'm one of them chicks. I don't play like this.
Oh, I can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I'm one of those chicks, one of those females. I don't play like that. I just don't. Okay.
Right.
If you're not friends with us, then you're not friends with him. It is what it is.
Right.
That's good.
I'm kind of like you on that.
And same thing when it comes to a guy. Like I've had guys because we're in ministry. So, and I know I say that a lot, but we are, and a lot of things come with that, especially with him now being a pastor. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I've had men, inbox me, hey, I need prayer. I'm trying to learn the Bible. I'd be like, okay, well, Pastor Rice's number is and then I screenshot it and send it to my husband. Yes. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't play like that. Like, don't do that. If you need prayer, you ain't got to get it from me.
Right.
You need prayer.
Right.
Follow what I'm saying? And if you're having an issue and you need to talk to the pastor, that's fine, but you need to contact me first. Talk to us. Ain't no conversation that you need to have with him that you can't have with me if you're a female.
Absolutely.
The Bible says that everything be done in decency and in order.
That's good.
That is good.
And if you don't want to go to war with me, then watch yourself.
All right.
I know that's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm be honest. I don't play no games when it comes to my husband. My husband's one of a kind.
Right.
I mean, everybody feels how they feel, but my husband is one of a kind.
Right.
Let me tell you something. I'm not bragging, but I am blessed. Okay.
Right.
I don't pay no bills.
Girl,
no, we ain't. No, before everybody start tripping, no, we don't have it like that. But he pays the bills, and I take care of everything else, like the grocery, the things the kids need, and household items or whatever. But this man stood by me through 5 brain surgeries. You understand what I'm saying? I had home health nurses coming out. I'm walking on canes and walkers and going to therapy 2 or 3 times a week, and got people coming out to the house and changing drains in my head and staples and stitches and all kinds of stuff. I'm bald headed. I mean, it's you know what I'm saying. And this man is taking care of me with every ounce of strength, every fiber of his being. Like I don't care who you are, what you look like, how much money you got. You can't do what he do.
I know it's right.
And
You follow what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
I even I had a
That's
pastor
right.
in my inbox about a month ago.
Expose that demon.
telling me, well, let me know if Bishop Justin ever messed up because I need the first lady. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I said, I'm already a first lady, sir. I'm gonna need you to fall back. I'm gonna need you to fall back.
Wow.
In this pandemic.
I love it.
He has
Wow.
to be fit, and I immediately tell him what's going on. Immediately. And I show him. Immediately.
Right.
Immediately. And it is what it is.
Wow.
You shouldn't have been in my inbox.
Wow. Bold.
Shouldn't have been in my inbox. I love it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been in my inbox. I should have asked him, can you change my tampon? Because if not, bag up, bruh.
Right.
I love it. How many men really gonna do that? You know?
Yeah. I mean, right after the first brain surgery, I had a massive car accident. I mean, massive. Like something you would see in a movie. I'm talking about I hit a patch of ice, my car is flipping through the air, I flipped through a light pole, I rolled down a hill, landed in a creek, and was underwater, and I was pregnant and didn't know I was pregnant. You get what I'm saying? So these people, they finally get me out of the water, get me to the hospital, they tell me I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way this baby's gonna survive, right? So we lost the baby 2 weeks later after the accident on Valentine's. Went to the bathroom that morning, and I don't know if anybody's ever experienced a miscarriage, but it felt like my body broke. Felt like my body broke in half.
Yeah.
I hit the floor. He jumps out the bed, comes into the bathroom. This man scoops me up like this right here, like this. Puts me in the tub, cuts the water on, closes the shower curtain, and says, "Stay right here." This man cleans up the floor, which is full of blood. So basically, what he's doing is cleaning up the death of his own child.
Oh yeah, my husband.
Follow what I'm saying? You follow what I'm saying? Okay, he finishes doing all of that. Then he comes back, opens the shower curtain, gives me a bath, picks me up again because I have no strength. You know what I'm saying? Puts my pad, all that. He fixes me up down there, puts me in the bed. I go into a deep, deep depression. I don't talk to him. I don't eat. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not drinking. I'm not praying. I'm mad at him for no reason. Every day he comes out, you gonna eat today? And I just turn over like this.
Wow.
And he didn't leave me.
Wow. One of a kind.
Let me tell you something. I would tell anybody. You will know you got the right one when it comes to times of sickness.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
When it get hard,
yes.
That's right. That's
yes.
Right.
And in return, yes, I will do anything this man asks me. Smack it, flip it up, rub it down, oil it, wax it, grease it, whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? And sure will.
So before we
that's what I'm talking about.
So before we get to the viewer's question, so what you're saying is you know that you have a jewel, so that you protect your jewel. You know what I'm saying? You know when you got a you don't lay it on the ground,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's good. I like that. But the viewer question says, with him being a pastor, how do you deal with the female members? Rather talk to him and not you?
Thankfully we have not had that issue yet. So I don't have a direct answer for that question because it's something that we have not had to deal with yet. I know the time will come when that will happen. And of course, what I'm thinking is we'll probably have some kind of protocol in place, or whoever his adjutant is, or we'll have something in place by then. But as of right now, I really don't have a direct answer because we haven't encountered that yet.
Right.
So just pray for me for what to do.
Okay, got it.
Pray for me.
Yes.
I mean, just as important as he is to my life, you know, I am to his. So he never has to reach for anything. My mama always taught me, don't ever let your husband reach for something in the house and it's not there.
Woo! That's
good.
And that's what I do. That's what I do. And my daddy taught me, don't give what you can't take.
Right.
That's good.
If you don't want him to do it, don't you do it.
That's good.
You know, and those are the two things that I do.
Right.
He never reaches for a bar of soap and there ain't no soap. He will never
Right.
reach for no tissue and there ain't no tissue.
Right.
I don't even let him fix his own plate. I fix his plate.
Wow.
And I take it to him. Even when he tells me I don't have to.
That's
Because
good.
I love him that much.
Right. That's
I ain't about to let nobody else fix his plate.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't want nobody to fix my plate.
Oh, that's good.
We have a viewer. And she said, "This is awesome. I've only been married a month, and it's so awesome to hear other people's advice on marriage." So,
It is. It's
kudos.
Glad we can help. Glad we can help.
So, Justin, Patrice, do you have a contact information? How can someone that want to talk with you about maybe marriage problems they may be having, or even thinking about getting married and want to consult with someone? Do you have information that we can post where they can contact you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What you gonna give them? Okay.
Is it CD Ministries? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The email is cdministries@yahoo.com. I'll type it over here in this little area so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then I have a question. I have a question that I like to ask married couples like you all. And we already know that God is the head, so that will be your number one. So I'm going to ask for three other things from the both of you all. Like, what do you say will be the three top things that keeps you all together or keeps the marriage, like keep you going all these years and keep you going 14 more, 13 more?
God is absolute number one. Absolute.
But she said we can't use it.
I know.
Okay.
He said, I know.
That was number one.
That is
Really?
Yeah, I'm really trying to think.
Okay, what I would say is communication.
Very good.
Slash understanding.
Communication
Because that's
slash
what I was
understanding.
thinking too.
Yeah. Communication slash understanding. That's definitely number one. Because when you can talk about anything and say how you feel with no repercussions, it's
Right.
such a freedom.
Yes, it's relief.
It is such a freedom. If we're past the point of, how he gonna feel, how she gonna feel. No, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. You gonna say what you gotta say. We're gonna figure it out, pray, and keep on pushing. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to agree to disagree. But anyway.
Right. That's right.
So yeah, communication slash understanding would definitely be my number one. That's my number one. Number two is for me is having our personal time. We teach our kids, in order for us to be a good mommy and daddy, we first have to be a good husband and wife.
That's right.
True. It's true.
I need my time. I mean, it just is what it is. I
That's
need
right.
my time. Like, I need to date. We date. So my number two will be dating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dating is very important. So communication slash understanding for number one, dating for number two. I can keep going, but I don't know what's happening over here right now. So.
Number three, I would say make sure your bedroom time is good.
Boom.
That's good.
Okay, but let's lump that in with dating.
Lump that in with dating.
Okay, we can lump that in with dating. Okay. All right. So
give me one more.
So if that's the case, my next one would be your spiritual connection. Our spiritual connection. We have to be on one accord.
Right.
I know the Bible says two can't walk together except they be agreed. And when I promise you that's facts, that's target, that's 100. We have to be on one accord spiritually. If I'm in a strong place and he's in a weaker place, then I got to get him to the stronger place. If he's at a stronger place and I'm at a weaker place, he has to be able to get me to the stronger place. So we have to be able to do that for each other in order for us to be able to do that for anybody else.
Very
That's
good.
good.
It starts at home. I don't care who you are.
Right.
Pastor, no pastor, minister, no minister, preacher, whoever you are. It starts at home. If we can't get it together here, we can't get it together out there.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
good.
yeah. I probably should have put the spiritual connection before the dating and the other stuff. That probably should have been number 2. My bad. But I gotta be honest, like the connection, the physical connection gotta be there. It has to be. It has to be there. It has to be there. It has to be there. How many times do I gotta say it for the church to say amen? It has to be there.
Amen.
Amen. I think we have one more question. When having a blended family, how do you deal with absent parents?
Well, honestly, absent parent is not a bad thing if you are good together.
Yeah.
We have had that situation before. Think about if you do have a parent that's there, you have to deal with baby mama, baby daddy drama and all this stuff. With an absent parent not being there, then you don't have to worry about that drama.
Right.
The only thing that comes after that is maybe that child has questions about who that parent may be.
Right.
How do I function this way? How do I think this way? And that's something that you really can't answer unless you get to that parent.
Yeah.
The biggest part of that would be the child.
Yeah.
The blended family, how to deal with the absent parent. Really, the biggest part of it is not dealing with the absent parent, is dealing with the child having resentment issues toward the absent parent. Or the child being like, why didn't he want me? Why didn't she want me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you marry my daddy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or why? So
and that can make that child go through depression. Can make that child go through anger. And to say if that parent was to show back up later, and then the child is able to go and spend time with that parent, when the child comes back home, you're gonna have to deal with whatever the effects are after that, because it could be more questions that they may not ask that parent because they are not used to talking to that parent.
Right.
And that's something that you're gonna have to fix every single time. One thing we did do once a parent did show up, we was like, okay, don't play yo-yo with the child. Don't be here, not be here. Don't do this, and then you don't show up and say I'm gonna show up. All that back and forth, that's not something that's good for the child or your relationship.
Right.
Make sure that you are on good terms with each other. Make sure you and that child is together on good terms, and then bring that other parent in and let them know, hey, every time you bring the child back, we have to do this, this, and this that you may not know because the child is not talking to you.
Right.
But you need to know that child is angry with you. This child has questions for you, and it's not just going to be happy times every time you go spend time with this child. You're going to have to sit down and have tough questions, and you're going to have to really answer them. What was the issue with not being there? What was the issue with that child? Because the child going to always feel like, what was wrong with me? You're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to tell that child, it was nothing wrong with you. It was me at that time. You're going to have to tell that child, no, it was nothing about you. It's not about you. It was about what me and the mother or the father or whatever was dealing with at that time. It was my headspace at that time. It was nothing about you, but that child is going to always feel that way. Coming home and having that child at home, those two parents are going to have to deal with those issues all of the time. That child is going to be angry and you're not going to know why. That child is going to be depressed and not going to know why. The child may not eat and you're not going to know why. And you're going to have to fix that. And fixing it is bringing in the absent parent and letting that parent know, you are causing extra problems in my house. You're causing extra problems with this child. We have to get down to the nitty gritty and let them know, okay, you can't just show up and have a good time. You're going to have to show up and answer hard questions. You're going to have to show up and help me get this child to a better state of mind emotionally. You're going to have to get me to this child in a better state of mind mentally. And you're going to have to heal that part of that heart that I can't touch.
Right. That's good. That's good.
That's good.
Passionate subject man, because he had to do that with my 2 kids.
Yeah.
So that's a very passionate subject for him. And when I say kudos to him, because I couldn't handle it. He handled it. when normally it would seem like I'd have been the one to handle it because me and the absent parent made the child. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. There were times where he had to hold my daughter while she cried, hold my son while he screamed to the top of his lungs because he was so infuriated with anger about his father not being around. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't handle it. He did.
And also with that, with our situation, our two kids, they were afraid to hurt my feelings.
Oh, wow.
They didn't want to call that other person daddy. How is that going to make me feel? And I had to sit down and let them know that's not going to hurt my feelings. My place in your life is solidified. It is rock solid. I'm not going nowhere.
That's good.
I am your father. I may not be, biological or whatever, but I am your father. I'm the one that fed you. I'm the one that bathed you. I'm the one that taught you this, taught you that. My place in your life is solidified. I'm not going nowhere. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Talk to me about whatever you're feeling. Talk to me about whatever you're dealing with. Talk to me about this parent or whatever. That was an open communication between me and the child. So I would know where that child is at. And I'll know how to handle that as a parent.
Wow.
Talk to him about it and then talk to me about it. So you know what I did? Tap my little happy self right on that.
And I think that's a
and let him be
Yeah.
the man of God and the father in these kids' lives that God told me he was supposed to be.
Right.
And you know what? And it's kudos to you all. I say that jointly, but I also say it's kudos to you, sir, because you didn't make the children feel like they had to choose.
Right.
It's so many times as adults, and I'm guilty. I had a moment one time with my daughter's graduation, and she said she wanted to, and I think she said she wanted to invite her stepmom, but she said the word stepmom, and I was like, how is she your stepmom? Like, what did she do?
Right.
Did she in the middle of the night? Has she fed you? Has she? You know what I'm saying? Right. And it made my daughter feel some type of way. Right. And then I had to check myself, like, you know what, that was wrong. And so it's like, sometimes we get in a moment where we feel like, if the child calls like you said, sir, if the child calls their dad, then it's gonna take something from me when it really doesn't. So that's good, because sometimes as adults we cause our children to we give them that impression that they have to choose. It's either him or me, or it's either her or me, and that's not healthy for the children.
Right.
And that's good.
So
right.
There's a confidence that has to come though in that person that neither Patrice could have gave Justin or Justin gave Patrice. Prior to them getting together, you have to have a confidence that's within you that says that, okay, I know what place I have in those children's lives. You have to have that confidence. You should already, you gotta have that in yourself, because I know for a fact that, if people who have, I don't like to use the word step, because it just sounds so, it's a bonus, because that's really what it is.
Some of them are just step, honey.
Some of them are.
Right.
Some of them step.
Right. You definitely have to already know what the place is. Let our viewers know that you can contact Justin and Patrice Rice and email them at cdministry@yahoo.com.
Very good. Thank you so much. We
This was so much fun.
Oh my God.
You. Like, that was really, really good. Like, you all are all
awesome. Yes.
I wish you all 13, 14 more years.
Yes.
Plus that, and plus that.
Yes.
Amen.
That's good.
There you go. Okay.
And Justin, if you got some single cousins and uncles, just go ahead and shout out their names so we can pick them up. As long as they're over the age of 21 now.
I'm done.
See that, pick them up. Oh God, that's good.
So much much fun. Thank you
Yes.
guys for having us.
It
This
was
was
very
awesome.
good.
This was really awesome. This was so much fun.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Thank you all for
Well, thank you so
I
much.
think you ladies are amazing hosts.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And we're getting ready to have some at-home ministry.
All right now. All right. Hallelujah. Enjoy your night. Enjoy each other.
joy.
Bye-bye.
Yes,
We will.
we will. We will.
We will.
A viewer said it's going to be a good night for you, bro.
Right, Stefan.
He said, way to look out for
You're right,
True.
Stefan. You know.
I love it.
I do too.
I love it. Y'all are good. That's good.
That was
Yeah, they
good.
were
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's like they touch base on everything. So
Yeah.
I hope our viewers is taking away a lot of knowledge. If you're
Right.
already married and having issues, if you're thinking about getting married, if you're confused to why
Right.
you need to be married, I hope this show helped tonight.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I love that their responses to God is first.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they said communication and
Communication.
understanding.
Uh-huh.
And then they said, what was it? Dating.
Dating. Yes.
Dating.
Dating. And then the spiritual connection, just the connection, brought it all together.
It's
Brought it all
necessary.
I took that with that connection. I took that as friendship. All of
Yeah.
that
Yes. All
That's
of it.
good.
got that together.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good, y'all.
That's good. Because, you know, some married people, they don't even want to go home because things are
It's
just so
true.
bad. But that's because there's a disconnect and the
Disconnect.
communication, lack of communication. And,
Right.
And like I think you said earlier, Latoya, it comes from, I guess, not wanting to upset the spouse. But, you know, when you married, it's different when you're playing boyfriend, girlfriend. You know?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You're on
it
a
is.
whole nother playing field.
Right,
It is.
exactly. So
It
this
is.
was really good. This is really
But
good.
we also have to create the safe environment for, for the other person to share.
Right.
Yeah, transparency.
Right.
That's what I've learned through being married and divorced. Creating a safe place.
Right.
Right.
That's
Able
right.
to-
I agree.
Right.
That's right. I agree.
No judgment zone.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've learned some things. I've learned how to. I've learned.
Yeah, that's what I took away a lot. So I know going into whenever I go into, my second marriage, and I know, some don'ts that,
Yeah.
I can't do, you can't do that, so.
Right.
And it comes with maturity because, like, my first marriage, I got married young. So a lot
Right.
has happened, 20 years, 25 years later. I'm grown. I've grown and I have seen a lot. So I think the second time for me, preferably, would be so much better.
Yeah.
Yes, we claim it.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, y'all! Our next show is coming August 21st.
August 21st. Yay. And ladies, I hate that we have to end this.
I know.
We do. So we invite you all, our viewers, we invite you to support the ministry.
Yes.
And we hope that you will prayerfully consider joining us and giving. Our Cash App is right here on the screen. It's $TLCWC. And then the online is tlcwc.org. Okay. We would also like to thank our bishop and our first lady, Bishop Carby Jones Sr. and Lady
Thank
Jones.
you. Thank
We would
you.
like to thank them both for this platform
Yes.
that they have given us to just bring you all topics and talk about things that are raw, relevant, and real, raw, and relevant
Yes.
topics. So, ladies, we're going to end this with an inhale and an exhale. And until next time, y'all.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.